right, Nick. Our next scouting combine prospect that we're going to review today is none other than Kenny Pickett, quarterback from Pitt University. What do you have on Pickett here?
So Kenny Pickett's been an interesting guy. He's been around. He's in a long time in college football. Was a 4+ year starter at Pitt. Very, very productive, but was kind of more of a late developer, late bloomer, especially in his last year, his 5th year, senior year. 40+ touchdown passes and led the Pitt Panthers to the ACC championship game and actually the ACC title. And now he's here as a top quarterback prospect in this draft. I think the thing with Kenny Pickett is that everything about him just screams Joe Burrow light. He's got that swagger. He's not a great athlete, but he's not a bad athlete. He's got, he's good, accurate quarterback, good decision maker. He played in a pro style offense at Pitt, similar to what Burrow did at LSU. I don't think he's as good as Burrow and certainly wasn't as productive as Burrow was in college, but I think there's a lot of comparisons there.
Well, Nick, you say swagger, you say Joe Burrow, and that reminds me. I see a Barstool Sports interview with PFT commentator and Big Cat are interviewing Kenny Pickett, okay? And I saw a lot of swagger in the interview, and I'm going to paraphrase it from the best off the top of my head, the memory that I have of it. So they're talking to Kenny Pickett, and they say, so, people say you have small hands. And he goes, well, some people might say that, but they'd be wrong. They go, well, how big are your hands? He goes, I don't know. I can't measure them. And they go, all right, hands are too big to measure. He goes, yeah, you keep that narrative going about me. And so they said, what do you say when people say you have small hands? And he tells them, listen, when I'm throwing a 45-yard frozen rope, I'm throwing it on a dime. They're not going to say, wow, he has small hands. So you really see the swagger and the moxie, and he's still a young guy, and he can only grow on that. So Joe Burrow light, I think you hit the nail on the head with that comparison.
And I love that story because obviously the combine, just occurring, the big story out of it was that Kenny Pickett's hands only measured 8.5 inches. And that's the smallest, but no quarterback has that hand size in the NFL right now. The last big guy to have that measurement, I think, was Jared Goff in 2016. And the last really successful guy everyone's bringing up is Michael Vick. And the point that I come with that measurement is, like, context matters. Pickett's whole spiel is accuracy, decision-making. He's a leader. He's a veteran. The swagger, the confidence. That's what makes him the prospect that he is. Not any sort of physical tools or checklist, right? That's not who he is. He's not a guy that's like, well, he's 6'6", 230, runs a 4.6, amazing laser rocket arm. That's why he's a top prospect. If that's who Kenny Pickett was, then the hand size may be a concern. But that's not who he is. His talent as a quarterback goes beyond physical tools and measurables. So the hand size, to me, doesn't matter at all. And there's going to be a lot of people that may be worried about picking up Pickett, and he may slide in the draft, and whoever he slides to is going to be excited to get him, whether it's a team like the Saints at 18 or maybe all the way to Pittsburgh at 20, or a team trading up to get him. The team like the Panthers have been linked to him as well. Whoever gets Pickett, I think is going to be left with a really quality football player. I really like this guy. The more I read about him, the more I watch him, I just see so much growth. And the reason I compare him more to Burrow on top of the swagger is people forget, before Burrow blew up, he was kind of an average guy. There was concerns if he was going to be the long-term guy at LSU when he transferred to Ohio State. His first year starting was okay. It was good, not great. And then he blew up and took that big step. That's exactly what Pickett did his senior year last year with the 40+ touchdowns, leading his team to the ACC title. I just think his trend is fully on the upswing right now. I think he has all the kind of the mental makeup to be a quality NFL starter. And I think that's what he's going to be when he goes to the NFL.
I think what you're getting at here, though, Nick, is, take hand size off the table. Let's see how big his helmet is. How big is the brain under all of that stuff? I think that's the next size we need to measure. Helmet size for quarterbacks. What do they have under the dome? We got to see how big these guys' brains are. And it seems to me, all accounts and from what you've been saying, Kenny Pickett is a real brainy quarterback. He's got great decision making, great accuracy. All the things that you like to see out of quarterbacks, like Brady-esque quarterbacks. You got Drew Brees-esque quarterbacks. I'm sure Drew Brees' hands weren't that wide either. I mean, he was a pretty short guy. So, let's measure the helmets from now on. I think that might be a stat we need to throw out there.
And you may be onto something there, but for now, let's focus on the fact that Pickett was a heck of a player at Pitt, and I think he's going to be a heck of a player in the NFL, and the hand size won't matter at all.